Hello and welcome to African Farming. I'm Matome Ramokgopa. Today we're going to be discussing the importance of staggered vegetable production and how it can help you farm sustainably. In studio with us we have Matome Ramokgopa from Enza, Zaden. Matome, welcome.
Thanks, great to be here.
Matome, I'm a vegetable farmer and I want to farm sustainably and make a profit. How do I go about doing that? What do I need to consider?
Yeah, I think one of the key things that we often make the mistake of doing is having one major planting and basically having one major harvest, and then from there you've got product already at once, which is probably more than you need for your market, and a few weeks or so later you don't have any product. So then we often recommend that you rather stagger your plantings, which means you space out your plantings over several weeks, depending on the type of crop. So in the case of leafy productions or leafy crops where you are harvesting weekly, technically you need to be planting weekly. Or in the case of fruiting crops, maybe you should have early, mid and a late planting. And this will make sure that you have sustainable product over a longer period and you're able to satisfy your market needs on a continuous basis.
Let's break it down there. Leafy products and fruit, what are those?
So leafy, then we're talking mainly of crops like lettuce, cabbage, and other such product. Fruiting crops, then we're talking tomato, peppers, and cucumbers. So in the case of, let's say, tomatoes, for example, you want to have at least an early planting so that you are early in the market, but already somewhere in the middle, you need to have another planting so that by the time your first planting reaches its peak, your second planting is coming into production. And by the time your second production reaches its peak, your third planting is coming into production. That way you, depending on what you're aiming to supply on a weekly basis, you've got that continuous supply. And in the case of leafies, then if you are planning to harvest 10 heads of, or supply 10 heads of cabbage, then technically you're supposed to be planting the same amount on a weekly basis, or at least every 2 weeks, at least so that you maintain the same level of quality product as well as quality supply, so to say.
So basically your business does not stop, it carries on, am I correct?
Yeah, your business carries on, but it also allows you to be consistent and continuously in the market. Because generally, otherwise, you may find that you've got surplus product over a certain period, and then from there you're out of the market. But if you're already in your planning phase, plan and break out your blocks accordingly, so that you plant over several plantings, then at least it enables you so that you've got that continuous supply, and you're able to keep your market happy for that fact, and you remain relevant.
And now let's talk about quality. How does this help improve the quality of your product?
Because in most cases, so again, if you look at leafy, in the case of leafy crops, by the time the crop is ready, generally you've got about 7 days or so, 7 to 10 days harvesting window or so, in which you want to be cutting and harvesting the product. So if you are planted everything at once, and you're aiming to supply over 4 weeks, then naturally towards the end of your harvesting cycle, the quality has declined. But if at that point already you've got your next planting in, then it means you're able to maintain the same quality. In terms of fruiting crops, of course, every crop has its peak production point. So you want to time and plan your plantings in that by the time it reaches its peak, that's both from a yield but also a quality point of view, that your next planting is able to come in still relatively young, but then as the one declines, the other one picks up. But then at least you maintain a similar kind of quality throughout.
Matome, always a pleasure.
Great pleasure. Thanks.
Please keep on talking to us at #AfricanFarming or AfricanFarming.com. And remember, we farm better together.
Get the necessary cover for you and your family in the event of unforeseen misfortune. The African Farming Protector Plan offers you comprehensive funeral cover for your entire family plus extended family at an affordable cost. Our product also offers benefits such as monthly discounts on groceries, discounted bus tickets, ambulance services, and trauma and assault assistance, to name a few. For more information on the African Farming Comprehensive Funeral Plan, SMS African Farming to 45269 and get the peace of mind you deserve.